Renting an apartment in Denmark can be both an exciting and daunting experience. Whether you're relocating for work, studying abroad, or seeking a new adventure, understanding the local rental market is essential. From the bustling streets of Copenhagen to the scenic countryside, the process of finding and renting an apartment varies across Denmark. But no matter where you're looking, there are key steps and cultural nuances to consider. Here's a guide to navigating the Danish rental market with ease. But before we continue, please support the channel by pressing the like button, share, and hit subscribe. Thank you. The Danish rental market offers a wide range of properties, from trendy city apartments to charming countryside cottages. However, the Danish rental system operates differently than in many other countries. The rental market in Denmark is typically divided into three main categories: private rentals, social housing, and student housing. Private rentals are owned by private landlords and are usually advertised through various rental agencies or property listings. Social housing properties are managed by municipal housing associations and are offered at more affordable rates. The application process is often competitive, with priority given to those with the longest waiting periods. Student housing, specifically designed for students, is often located near universities and is affordable compared to private rentals. However, student housing can be scarce, especially in larger cities like Copenhagen. When searching for an apartment in Denmark, the internet is your best friend. There are several websites and platforms where you can browse listings and connect with landlords. Boligportal is one of Denmark's largest and most trusted rental platforms, offering a wide range of listings for both private and social housing. Legebolig is another popular site for rental properties, with a user-friendly interface and plenty of options. Many local communities in Denmark have Facebook groups where people post available rental listings. These groups can be a great resource, especially for finding more affordable options. If you're planning to live in larger cities like Copenhagen, Aarhus, or Odense, expect a competitive rental market. Apartments in these cities tend to be in high demand, particularly in central areas. The further you go from the city center, the more likely you are to find affordable options. Rent in Denmark is typically paid on a monthly basis, and the cost will vary depending on the size, location, and type of property. The average rent for a one-bedroom apartment in Copenhagen can be anywhere from 8,000 to 12,000 DKK per month, while smaller towns may offer more affordable rents. In addition to rent, you will usually need to pay for utilities such as heating, water, and electricity. Some apartments include these costs in the rent, but it's important to clarify this with the landlord before signing the lease. Most rental agreements in Denmark are for a fixed term of 1 or 2 years. After the fixed term ends, the lease may automatically roll over into an indefinite contract. However, if you're planning to stay for a shorter period, it's possible to find short-term rentals, although they can be harder to secure and more expensive. Renting an apartment in Denmark often requires an application process that can feel more formal compared to other countries. Once you find an apartment you're interested in, you'll need to submit an application to the landlord or rental agency. The application will typically include the following: personal information, full name, contact details, and information about your employment or studies. Financial information, proof of income or student status is often required. Landlords want to ensure that tenants can afford the rent, so be prepared to provide recent pay slips or bank statements. References. Some landlords may ask for references from previous landlords or employers, especially if you've rented before in Denmark. Given the demand for rental properties in major cities, it's essential to act quickly and submit a well-organized application. In some cases, you may even be asked to attend a viewing or interview before the landlord makes a decision. Once your application is accepted, the next step is signing a rental contract. Danish rental contracts are generally straightforward but can include some important clauses that you need to be aware of. Deposit. It's standard practice for landlords to ask for a deposit, typically equivalent to 1 to 3 months' rent. This deposit is held by the landlord as security against potential damage to the property or unpaid rent. Notice period. If you wish to move out before the end of your lease, you must give notice to your landlord. The notice period is usually 3 months for a fixed-term lease and 1 to 3 months for an indefinite lease. This gives the landlord enough time to find a new tenant. Condition report. Upon moving in, you should receive a condition report outlining the state of the apartment. This report is essential for ensuring that you are not held responsible for any damage that occurred before you moved in. It's also a good idea to read through the rental agreement carefully before signing to make sure all the terms are clear. If you don't understand something, don't hesitate to ask for clarification. In Denmark, rental agreements and the housing market are governed by a strong sense of trust and mutual respect. Danish landlords expect tenants to be responsible and pay rent on time, while tenants expect landlords to maintain the property and respect their privacy. Here are a few cultural considerations to keep in mind. Respect for privacy. Danish tenants value their privacy, and landlords are generally expected to give notice before entering the apartment for any reason. This includes maintenance or inspections. Sustainability. Denmark is a country deeply committed to sustainability. Many landlords will expect tenants to be mindful of energy consumption, including efficient heating practices, recycling, and minimizing waste. Payment on time. Paying rent on time is crucial. Denmark has a strict system for managing unpaid rent, and late payments can result in penalties or eviction. Once you've signed the lease and paid your deposit, you're ready to move in. The process of settling into your new apartment in Denmark can vary depending on your location and the type of property you've chosen. However, you'll likely need to set up utilities. If your rent doesn't include utilities, you'll need to set up accounts for water, electricity, heating, and internet. This process is typically straightforward, but make sure to do it early to avoid any delays. Register with the local municipality. If you're staying in Denmark for more than 3 months, you'll need to register with your local municipality or commune. This registration is essential for obtaining a Danish personal identification number known as a CPR number, which is required for healthcare, taxes, and many other aspects of living in Denmark. While renting in Denmark is often a smooth process, there are some challenges you should be aware of. High demand. In cities like Copenhagen, there is a high demand for rental properties, especially in central locations. It can take time to find a suitable apartment, and you may need to be patient as you wait for the right opportunity. Expensive rents. Rent in Denmark, particularly in large cities, can be quite expensive. However, the high quality of life, social services, and sustainability initiatives often make it worth the investment. Competition for housing. Due to the competitive rental market, be prepared for the possibility of competing with many other applicants. This means having all your paperwork ready and presenting yourself as a reliable tenant. Renting an apartment in Denmark can be an exciting experience, but it requires preparation and an understanding of the local rental market. By familiarizing yourself with the steps, costs, and cultural nuances, you can make your rental journey smoother and more enjoyable. With patience and persistence, you'll soon find the perfect place to call home in one of the happiest and most sustainable countries in the world. We hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It really helps us bring you more amazing content. Join us here at Denmark Explained, where we uncover the wonders of Danish culture one story at a time. See you in the next video.